Hey everyone, welcome back to another week on the devlog. So this week we're going to be going into a bit more of the design. So last week obviously I do bi-weekly now, so usually I don't tend to work on the project for 1 week and I just tend to take a break. But last week I did some UI fixes and some other changes to the game. So one of the main things you can see on the game screen, if I maximise that, is I changed the UI colours up around, so all the text is now white. I mean, you make use of this pink and white combination a lot more now. Also what you can see is you can see the sky from the playfield. To do that, I had to move the entire world up, so the world's actually at like 9,000 in the sky. I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it, but it worked. I mean, if you look down, you see the abyss. If you look up, you see magic, so it's quite nice actually, to be fair. But yeah, so we're going to keep it like that, and I'll think of something to do so when the players are playing the game, they look down, they just don't see a dark abyss. Something else I did. When I upgraded to the universal render pipeline, I didn't realise that stopped my post-processing, and it was only until I realised nothing was happening that I realised I had to change it all up. So I've added post-processing back, and it works quite nicely because we've got some bloom going on there. If I show you. So, if we have the bloom here, all I have to do is increase the intensity. Quite a fair bit to be fair, but there we go. Go back to 50 though. And I got some nice vignette. We can increase. Actually, that's just how it is. I mean, if I change the center around, you'll see it affect it a bit more. See? So that's what I did last week, and I didn't record that because it was only little tweaks. So this week, I'm going to work on getting the enemy spawner block set up, and I have some ideas for how I want it to look. So you see on the screen now, I've googled voxel crystal, and I've just been looking at like different ideas. So what my plan is to have something like, almost like this, like have a crystal that pops up to the game, smaller crystals around it, have some particles, and the goblins pop out of that, because it's magical and it's floating, because the whole world now is in the sky, and I'm going to make use of that fact. So that's my plan. Hopefully it'll go down well. So I'm going to get to work on that, and we'll catch up when it's done. Hey everyone, so we're back. I actually finished it today. I mean, it's finished in a work in progress stage. Like, I'm really happy with it so far, but I could see some tweaks that need to be done. So, if you're ready to see it, here is our enemy spawning block. Boom. I'm going to just let those enemies do what they want. So as you can see, I've just added in a quick particle system here just to make it like a portal the enemies pop out of, and it works really well. Like, they come up right there. So what we have going on is we have 3 crystals here. I'm thinking about applying a little animation to them so they just float up and down like that. We have this like main spider crystal, and as you can see it's quite dark colours in contrast to the rest of the world, like these crystals for example. My point for that is like the goblins kind of want the wizard's magic, so to refuel themselves. So that's what we're going for. As you can see here, I've got these like white things, or grey, so what my plan with them is basically, I'm not sure if I want them to be like smoke, static smoke, or I might add in particle smoke, so I just imported them anyway. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that looks, to be honest. I think it looks pretty nice. Like, got some cool stuff going on. I just need to throw some rotations on it. That's what I mean, like, we could do so much of this, because I've exported it separately, because I know how Magical Voxel works a bit better now. I have control over this, these, that, and now it's just one thing there. But yeah, so I'm really, really happy with how that looks. Much better than I expected to. But as you can see here, once you go in the range, you can see like the bloom taking effect, and just look how pretty that looks. That looks really pretty, if I do say so myself. So I'm really happy with how that looks. My next step then for the game for this week, well, there's something I've been wanting to work on. So at the moment, if I place that tower down, I can't get rid of it unless I go through the entire queue. I'm not a massive fan of that. I really wanted to get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in functionality. So if you right click, you can delete the tower. Maybe at like half the points back, not all, just because I think it's fairer. But yeah, before I go on to that, I'm going to do some of my daily yoga because it's a bit late and I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to do some yoga and then I'll just get back to work on that and we'll catch up when that's done. Hey everyone, so we're back at it again today, and I've been working on getting the tower refund system set up, which was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It involved a lot of, well, basically I had to change a lot of the code. We were using queues before to add the towers in, but that wasn't going to work if I wanted to refund towers, so I've changed the whole system to a list. It didn't take much doing, to be honest. I just had to change the word queue to list. And then when I did it, I realised, well, now the waypoints, so these blocks here, they need to know which tower they've got. And if they've got a tower. So they've got a new boolean saying they have a tower, and they have an integer which says which tower in the index they've got, because that's how it works. And then in the code it will do, okay, well if they've refunded this tower, it will go, okay, so what tower have they got? How many points does that tower give? We'll give them half back, because I think that's fair, you get half the points back. And then the issue I was having was the list of towers was going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, because I just add on a new tower. But like, say you can have 5 towers at most. You refund one, so you have 4 towers. Why did I choose that finger? And then when you add another tower on, rather than that one getting filled up, it would just add a new element at the end. So then when you'd have 6 and you keep going up. I didn't like that. So I was having a look online about how to swap positions, and I found a lot of code, and I'll show you what the code was. The code was this move, so it should move all the old indexes and put them at a new index. And I had this for loop which would do that for me, but it didn't work properly. I was a bit stumped, thinking I don't know what to do. But then when I was messing around with this, I realised I haven't actually been removing the elements from the list properly. So when I refund the tower, I just deleted the object, but that deleted object was still in the list. So I realised I needed to actually remove it from the list, and that worked completely. So if I have 2 elements in the list, 0 and 1, and if I refund 0, 1 becomes 0. If I have 3 elements in the list, I refund 1, 2 becomes 1. It worked fantastically, and that's all I needed. It took me like 5 minutes, but I've been working on this for like nearly an hour. But yeah, it's fine. We have refunding in the game. So on the code now, I want you to look at the tower list variable here. So when we play at 0 at the moment, it goes to 1. We have 1 tower in there. Get a few more points, get to 2. We have 2 towers in there. So now I'm going to refund the first one. Boom, it gets deleted. You get half the points back, and tower 2 becomes tower 1 in the array. So I'll place 2 more down there, and I'm going to delete this one because that's the second one. And as you see, it moves down nicely. And it works at all the towers, and it works fantastically, and I'm really annoyed that I couldn't do it. But yeah, so that works fantastically. That's what I wanted it to do, and it's fine. And the reason I added that in is because I found it kind of annoying to have to keep restarting the game when I wanted to try something new. So now you can remove the tower like that. Next in this week, I'm going to work on creating a new enemy type. It's going to be a fast enemy. So they will move fast, so the towers will have to like quickly try and shoot them. They won't have much, they won't do much damage, and they won't have much health, but they will be a nuisance. So we're going to get to work on that. I'm basically just going to take the goblin and reskin it. Hey everyone, quick update for today, because it's actually gone nice outside, so I'm going to enjoy some time outside today. I wanted to show you what I've been working on last night and this morning. So last night I worked on getting a new enemy in the game, and we did. We got a little fast goblin now. He looks pretty cool. I didn't actually record me making him because it was just basically me changing the colours around, but we got him in. Let me show you what he looks like just by doing this. So as you can see here, he's got all the stuff set up, and he's a bit smaller, he's blue, and he's very fast. He's also got some cool hair. He's really fast, like he'll just run through. So the bullets have a hard time getting him, but you can kill him because he has low health. The other thing I added was the enemies now have their own damage variable, which I can show you here on the enemy controller script, previously the enemy movement. When the player base gets collided with, it will say, okay, I've been collided with something with this script, let me get its damage amount and I'll take that away from me. So the normal ones do 2, these ones 0.5. So they don't do a lot of damage, but they're just a bit annoying if you get too many. So then I need something to counter that. So I made this boy over here, the fast tower. So the fast tower, it doesn't do much damage, its fire rate is much up. I've just been playing around with it. I'm actually going to bump that up a little bit more to like 3. So I want it to be like bang, shooting loads. It doesn't do a lot of damage and costs 3 points, but that's just because it does a lot of damage over time, because it does like 0.25 and it shoots very quickly. And it moves very quickly too. So that's what I've been doing today. I'll show you what that looks like in game. So as you can see, there's that spawning. I've set it up so now the enemy spawner will do a random one. So there you go, there's just one of the fast boys. Look how fast he is. Just get 1 more point, I can spawn it in. There we go. So number 3, the icon's not been updated yet. So there he is, look at him firing his really fast bullets very quickly and not doing a lot of damage. These ones can still outrun it because of their hitbox is a tiny bit smaller, so the bullets actually miss it a tiny bit, but it's much more effective. I place like another one of them down, you'll see that it works like that. works quite nicely. Like they fire quickly, and it's like meant to be like lightning. So as you can see, bang. And if you refund it, I've just tested that out now, and you'll get 1 point. So it rounds it up, which is what I wanted it to do, or rounds it down really, because 3. Anyway, that's fine. So that's the last thing I wanted to work on today. So my next goal is to make the player base, and I'm gonna make like a little castle wall gateway thing. That'll be there, and I'm gonna try and make some more scenery blocks, just because these are a bit, I mean they're nice, but they look a bit too good for like being scenery. Like I'm gonna make some little houses, I think. So yeah, we're gonna get on with that. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of the day, so we'll catch back up when it's done. Hey everyone, so it's Friday today, and last thing you saw me do was on Wednesday creating the player base. And after a lot of hours, it took me probably over 24 hours to get the player base set up. I created some more scenery blocks, and I can officially say that this milestone is complete. Kind of. I did notice one issue with it, is where the blocks don't line up correctly. Like for some reason, some of the new scenery blocks I make just don't line up properly with each other. And the tower blocks don't line up with them either. I don't really know the issue. I think it's going to take me having to like recreate a lot of the stuff to do that, so I'm going to do that on my week off. But I thought the best thing to do would be showing you where we're up to with the project. So we're in Unity now. All you can see right now is the void, but I'm going to show you what we've made. So first, the player base. Dun dun dun. So basically I've got like a little castle thing going on. So here we have like 2 basically wizard towers, but I've just remodeled them and made them look a bit different. Here we have like a magic gate, and the point of it is it shoots down particles. If I show you, so as you can see, these particles like fall to the ground, and that's like the magical wall, so the enemies walk into that, and over time I'm going to make it so the lights fade out and the particles fade out as well. So basically just have a castle. It looks pretty cool if I do say so myself. That took a while to set up. A while, because nothing would line up properly, so I had to basically just create the whole thing in Magic of Voxel, which I didn't really want to do. I wanted to create all the assets separately and just line them up myself, but it just didn't want to work. I also created this little tower because I think it looks pretty cool, you know, like, and then that light will also fade as well. Now, let's see the other stuff I created. So, you know, I created the enemy spawner. I created these. So we have, first of all, we have the lake block, which lake has a material in it because it's a separate object to the actual ground, kind of. Has a material in it, so it makes it specular and it reflects. So as you can see the sky in it, which is really nice. And I was a big fan of that. We have just average grass. I know it's not very detailed, but I didn't want that. I just wanted a quick scenery block I could place around. We have a tree. You might be wondering to yourself, well, why is the tree white? Trees usually aren't, the leaves aren't white, but that's because it's got its own material on it, so that way we can just pick the colour in game. So we want a green tree, boom, we got a green tree. We want a red tree, we've got a red one. So I did it like that because it's just much better to do things like that. It's something I've learned from doing game developer. There's something else I created as well. I created a house. So here's a little house. You might be going, well, that's white as well. Again, I did that on purpose so that we can do this. So it's got a roof material, so we want a red roof, sorted. We want a yellow house, sorted. So as you can see, I have full control of the houses and trees. The reason I did that is just so I can have a bit more freedom, because obviously I'm going to be reusing these assets quite a bit for the start of the game anyway. So that way I want to just be able to pop everything down and then have some differences in between them. I mean, it will require me creating like more materials, but it's fine. It's fine. And that's basically all I did, really. So the issues I'm facing now is lining up. Like these things just line up, but if you look at their coordinate, ground, minus 3.5. That's fine. It lines up well enough. Tower, let's have a look at that. Oh, I had to like find the best coordinates I could do so the Z fighting happens because that's what I want. But it's not great. I forgot to mention that I did something quite cool. I added a special effect to our new tower that we have. So I need to get the right points. Great. So now I have 3 points for a special tower. These towers can paralyze enemies. They have a small probability of doing it. See, that one stopped. So it's a stun effect. So you can stun enemies and do a bit of damage to them. I forgot to mention that completely, and it's a really cool thing. Basically, it just stops the coroutine for the enemy moving for an X amount of time. It's not always likely to happen. It's like a 1 in whatever chance. And yeah, it worked. It's really effective, actually. because obviously those ones are really fast, so it's really handy being able to stop them for a few seconds. Because they don't have much health, being able to stop them to do damage is beautiful. So, thank you everyone for watching. That's all I'm going to do for this video now. I'm done. It's a bit of a long one this week, I believe. I'm just going to, probably over the next week, I'm going to fix up the UI and add in the rest of the scenery. At the end of this video, there's a little preview for a video for a very good friend of mine, Tomislav. He's been working really hard on his recent artwork, and I'd love it if you all checked out and say Saul sent you in the comments. Why not? That'd be nice. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. So you're probably thinking, did I really just end this video without fixing a big issue in the game, which is stuff not lining up? And you may be correct, but you're also wrong, because I did fix it. It took me like 2 seconds. So yeah, if you want to find out how I fixed that, tune in 2 weeks time and find out then. Now please enjoy the preview of Tomislav's video.